Hello and welcome to the Honeycroft Stadium, the home of Uxbridge Football Club, and tonight Honeycroft is hosting the Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup final between Stainstown and Hendon FC. Two teams from the Estamian League who are both eyeing for a trophy along with their playoff efforts at the moment in the league. They just want to take a bit of glory before they try and make the playoff spots. And by the end of tonight we will find out who will win the 2018 Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup final. So the team for Stainstown is Connor Hognott in goal, Josh Webb, Tyrell Miller-Rodney, Bailey Brown, Ben Martin the skipper, Ugo Doji, Sam Hatton, Daniel Brown, Nathaniel Alawali, Mohammed Bettimer and Jonathan Hippolyte. The substitutions for Stainstown is Elliot Baptiste, Elliot Buchanan, Kamal Melewan, Joash Nembeard and Tommy Brewer. And for Hendon Football Club in goal is Tom Lovelock, Sam Murphy, Luke Tingy, Arthur Lee, Ryan Bray, Jake Eggleton, Ashley Nathaniel George, the skipper is Casey McLaren, Daniel Checky, Nico Muir and Matt Bull. And for the substitutions is Josh Walker, Oliver Spragg, Zach Joseph, James Hammond and Keegan Cole. We go then. The Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup final begins. And after the long campaign and long run for both sides, it'll be decided tonight whether that's in the 90 minutes, the extra time, or the very nerve-wracking penalty shootout. Stainstown playing in yellow and blue shorts, and Hendon in their green shirt and white shorts. This is going to be a cracker. First free kick of the day going to Hendon. Both sides represent the Estamian Football League, and with the league season not over yet, this cup game could be the first silverware for both sides. But let's not forget as well, both sides could have a shout in the playoffs come the end of the season and have even more games to play. It's with Yochiji. No one up front whatsoever, couldn't get there quick enough for the counter-attack. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be another throw-in. Braid to take it. already in trouble here. Here's Hendon with the attack. Can they get their first go at target? It's with Nathaniel George, brings it in. No one there, no green man there at all. And Hudnott, the goalkeeper, picks it up comfortably at the end. A bit nerve-wracking there for the team in yellow. When you actually look back at the last two league meetings between these two, home and away for both sides, 4 weeks ago, Stainstown thrashed Hendon 4-0, and that was thanks to Buchanan, Miller, Rodney, Walsford and Amidi getting the goals. 4 weeks later, it could be a completely different game. Cup finals just change people's moods. Everyone's up for it on the day. Even the referee, despite all the shouting they probably get from the players and the fans disagreeing with their decisions. And the big man, Arthur Lee there, winning the ball back for Hendon. That's our first offside of the game. Sure is a good attendance tonight from both sets of fans, and maybe some of the neutral who decided to enjoy their evening watching some good local football. Non-league football is just as unpredictable as you would have with the football in the top flight, including the Premier League, your Bundesliga, you name it. It's always good to watch some non-league football in your area. Well, only first few minutes in, Hendon have had a bit more activity up front. No real threat though from either side. Daniel Brown with the clearance. Picked up by Eggleton. Trying to link it through onto Nico Moore. Couldn't get that attacking on the go. Nico Moore actually, funny enough, scored twice for Hendon in their meeting in September when Hendon hosted Stainstown. I'm sure the Stainstown defence will be keeping an eye on him throughout the evening. Here they go on the attack. Matt Ball Jonathan Hippleton couldn't get the attack going there. Back to his goalkeeper of Hudnott. Baptiste. Now with Arthur Lee. It's a good ball down the line onto Matt Ball. Looking for players in the penalty area. There's two there. And instead he wins Hendon their first corner of the game. Matt Ball with the corner. It's a short one. It's back to him. Instead, Hendon win themselves a free kick. Late challenge from Nathaniel there. Well, Daniel Ochiki should be able to carry on. A bit of a knock to the leg. Sure is a windy evening here at Honeycroft, the home of Uxbridge. So it's Matt Ball with a low free kick and a good block and clearance there by Josh Webb. It's going to be Hendon's second corner. and instead they're going to have to get one back from the fourth official because that one's gone way over the trees, and that sure will be a quest for whoever has to find it either during or after the game. At least it's not like Crewe Alexandra's ground where one end is the railway end, known for having railway tracks right behind the stands. I for myself has seen a few of those fumbles go over that stand. That ball with the corner, cleared away. Can they go on this counter-attack? And Stainstown going up front. Bettimer onto Hippolyte. He's through onto Hippolyte and he goes for goal, and just off the target there. It's early days, but again that first attack this evening will certainly get their confidence going. Quick football, playing it into the penalty area, but Jonathan Hippolyte just couldn't get it under the crossbar. Random football again onto the field there. Can't be the one from just a few moments ago that went into the trees. Quick recovery if so. Nathaniel George strong there with keeping the ball for his team. Calls for handball on Nico Moore and has been penalised there by the referee. Free kick for Stainstown. You really could not predict a game like this. Any cup final, you just have no idea what's going to happen, no matter which team is facing their opposition. Because, as I said, 4 weeks ago, Staines beat Hendon 4-0, and then last September, Hendon thrashed Stainstown 3-0. So you could just not predict them. With both teams playing at a neutral ground tonight, it could be a very tight affair. Josh Webb with the throw-in. Instead it'll be a throw-in for Hendon.
We're closer to Casey. Big Josh, big Brownie. Good. Come on now. Better. Good boy, Ben.
Nathaniel George couldn't get it across onto Nico Moore at the end. Hendon win the ball back. Throw in for Staines. Nearly got to the end of it there, Nathan Alawali. Sam Murphy with the throw-in. He's given it away there, but luckily backed up by Casey McLaren. And it really is windy this evening. You wouldn't think it with the ball travelling okay on the field. Now Bettimer keeping the possession for Stainstown. Wins a throw-in. Miller Rodney to take it. It's on to Daniel Brown. And offside again there. It's quite a sneaky ball into the penalty area. The linesman caught him out very simply. McLaren. He's back with him. That ball tackled there, but Hendon still having possession. That ball again. 3 players in the penalty area. Instead, it's now intercepted by Hifferlite. It's again Hendon trying to catch them off guard here. Matt Ball onto Daniel Uchiki. And at the end seems to go down to nothing as Doji gets rid of the ball out of his team's penalty area. Now Bettemar. That was a poor pass attempt to the right wing. Muir goes for the run and picks it out perfectly. Going up against Doji. Looks for support. Eggleton there with the support. What a chance at goal. No real pace in it at all. No real power. Length not even hardly reaching the goal there. And Connor Hodnott says thank you very much. Webb with the throw-in. Now here comes Hendon again. Good defending from the Staines defence.
Cool.
Is the battery alright?
Yeah, the battery's fine. 5 hours left. But by the way, Karen said it has to be connected to here for the live stream.
Sorry, say again?
You see how you asked me about the presentation?
Yeah.
It has to be connected to the live stream.
If we don't get it, we don't get it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep monitoring it.
Oh, cheers. Yeah. Sometimes it's to do with the wire. If it comes a bit loose, it will come back and just scream.
It's going to be a free kick for Hendon, but the referee's not happy with the quick kick there without him saying you can play on. Game back underway. Completely unmarked there, and couldn't get the ball through into the penalty area. Probably a bit of relief there from Staines' defence. And here they go on the attack. Doji with the ball in. Oh, and the goalkeeper. Well, I mean, from my angle, it looked like he dropped it, but luckily picked it up straight away from the mistake. Could have been a very scary moment for the Hendon goalkeeper, Tom Lovelock.
That one's that's to zoom. This is the one. This is the one here. This is still connected to that. It's to what you see on the screen. Like it's not coming out because the visual is still actually stayed, but that fingers comes up on the way. Yeah, and then I think it's popped up.
Yeah, it's popped up. Did you carry your phone, do you know?
There's not, all we can do is just try to have this in as tight as possible, but I can't really hear, to be honest with you. I'll mention it to him though, because there is another camera that they do have that doesn't have this sort of issue.
But not what we've got. This is too expensive.
I'm paying the watch this time.
Actually not.
Nice flick ball in, only to be read by Josh Webb. It's going to be a throw for Hendon. Good pressure there by Nathaniel George. The throw is taken quickly, but the link up between Noor and Nathaniel George just non-existing with that attack. Goal kick for Staines. Well, just over 25 minutes gone here at Honeycroft for the Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup final, and it's been a bit of a quiet first half so far. Not really much between them, but it's certainly the sort of setting you expect in a cup final. Just probably a bit of nerves flying around for the players on the pitch. Here is Muir, being completely outstrengthened there by two of Staines' defenders. Picked up by Sam Murphy. Now with Matt Ball. Luke Tingey. He goes for goal, and it's a great strike, but right at the hands of the goalkeeper. And if anything, that's Hendon's first real chance of the game. Good effort there, but goalkeeper was at the right place at the right time. It's going to be a free kick for Town. Still goalless between the two.
price to begin.
Well, yet again, Stainstown's attack from the set piece only lasted a few seconds. It's with Nathaniel George on the opposite side for Hendon. 3 of them in the penalty area. Oh, and it's a good run by Nathaniel George. He may go alone. Takes a deflection, does it? And yes, it does, says the referee. It's a corner kick for Hendon there. But you couldn't really blame Nathaniel George's solo effort. Saw the gap, went low, but unfortunately one of his opponents got in the way of the shot. Got another good chance here, Hendon. 3rd corner of the game. Delivery, oh, very dangerous one. Should go for a throw to Hendon. And really, in the last few minutes, Stainstown have been the team on the back foot, and Hendon starting to throw a handful of attacks at them. Nathaniel George, yet again, great run into the penalty area. Wins Hendon another corner. It's a different approach than what you'd normally see from a corner kick. Instead it gets blocked, and it's well read by the Staines defence. It was a nice little effort though, but the defenders of Stainstown came out all guns blazing to stop that attack. Good ball through. If he finds it, couldn't quite get it there. We'll try again. And what a long ball delivery that is. It finding Nathaniel George with no problems at all. He wins the ball. There's definitely 110% non-stop effort from the number 7 there. He really has been the threat so far against the Swans. Oh, calls for a foul there, but the referee says play on. Nathaniel George, as I keep saying, he keeps rattling the Swans cage at the moment. Again calls for a foul again against Stainstown. Referee letting the game go fluently at the moment. It's going to be a throw-in for the Swans. Just over a quarter of an hour remaining of this first half. Still goalless, and if you had to pick the team that are probably playing better, it has to be Hendon, just due to the couple of chances they've had. But really, this could really come down as a cup classic, because both sides are neck and neck at the moment. And let's not forget, a cup final like this one does have extra time and penalties. Anyway, Staines trying to get their first goal, but instead they just couldn't find a way through into the penalty area. Nathaniel George, who in my eyes has been the best player so far, and he picks it up in the penalty area. Could this be the first one? Well saved by Hudnott. Calls for a foul in the penalty area from the fans. And yet again the referee says play on, and it stays goalless there, but it was well saved by Conor Hudnott. 1-on-1 against Nathaniel George. His legs saved the day there. Brown. You could see the ball just from that angle then, seeing how windy it is, going towards the right when he was obviously trying to kick it forward. And offside there. What looked to be Nico Moore being caught offside by the linesman. Again, Hendon trying to catch them off guard with one defender at back at the moment for the Swans. Goalkeeper with a poor kick there. All of a sudden become end-to-end stuff. Here comes the goalkeeper. Brave move, heading the ball as far out as he could. Got to be careful here. They're trying to go on the attack again. And nice little footwork there, keeping the possession going. Now with Sam Murphy to try and cross the ball in. Instead takes a block from his opposite number 2 of Josh Webb. Now Nathaniel George running the show again, and he was running the show too much there. He ended up falling over. Well, hopefully really didn't catch an injury from that, but it was quite a random landing. But he's had a great game so far for the team in green, and oh dear, referee asking for the Middx staff to come on. Hopefully it's nothing more than just a knock or something, but he's still down at the moment. It doesn't look good. Sam Murphy, his teammate, just there for the support. Well, this will no doubt add a few minutes onto the stoppage time for the end of this first half, and really for both teams, as I've mentioned, it has been a bit of end-to-end stuff. Hendon throwing more attacks than Stainstown at the moment, and they've shown more threat towards goal, But as the players there, as you can see, are having a quick drinks break while they try and sort out the problem with Nathaniel George, I think Stainstown may just need to have a quick word with each other to figure out how they can improve their attack against Hendon. And Hendon, if they have to play on without Nathaniel George, he will certainly be missed throughout the rest of the cup final. But as of course with football being a team sport, it's not just all come down to one player, unless it's penalty shootout. Every team must play on. Well, he's on the sidelines at the moment. It looks like he should be able to play on as he walks back on, which is good news for Hendon FC. It's whether or not though he can carry on for the next few minutes. Maybe with half time approaching, he could just do with being checked out again, but he's limping a little bit there. But the play goes on. It's going to be a throw for the Swans. McLaren, the skipper, not being able to find his teammate on the left wing. Thrown for Staines. Calls for foul, and the sarcastic applause from the fans nearby. After there was quite a few times in this first half so far that they've asked for the referee to whistle for a foul. Free kick here for Hendon. It's going to be Matt Ball to take. About 5 in the penalty area. Ball comes in. Oh, and the header just going over the crossbar there. There's a good chance for the team in green, but instead the effort just going over the crossbar. Still remains all square. Just a few minutes left of this first half. And it looks like we may have lost another football to the trees behind that stand. That's the second one already. I just hope Uxbridge Football Club, who normally play at this ground, as this is their ground, the Honeycroft Stadium, I hope they haven't lost too many to those trees throughout the season, or if anything the previous seasons. Nathaniel George couldn't find a way through, has the support though by playing it back. Instead it's given away there by Casey McLaren. But he does win it back. Instead gets penalised by the referee. Free kick. Doji with the free kick. Trying to run into the penalty area from the wing there, but Hendon's defence yet again strong against their opponents. Throw it. And all of a sudden, just as they make that clearance, there's 2 players up there for Hendon to go on the attack. 2 against 3 at the moment. Now make it 3 against 4 for Hendon. Instead, Staines get out of that one alive. Oh, some good tackle there by Jake Hendon. It'll be a throw-in for the team in green. And now here comes Staines. They got a good chance here. Instead, the Hendon players coming back in and winning the ball. All of a sudden, we've had patches of this first half with both teams going full on attack, end-to-end football. Oh, we've just reached the 45th minute mark. The 4th official has given 3 minutes of added time due to the knock-on effect from Nathaniel George. Now Staines Town. Oh dear me! What kind of a kick was that? It looked like it was Nathaniel Olawale there, and well, he just stormed into the penalty area, and we thought it was going to be, without doubt, at least finding the shot on target, but the goalkeeper, Tom Lovelock, had nothing to worry about at the end. It was miles past the target. I mean, the wind probably had some effect to it, but even so, from that range, wow, what a chance that was for the Swans. Could have been the first goal of the game, minutes just before the interval. Just wondering if maybe the Hendon team are looking at that thinking we've got away with that one. Well, it's a nice ball through with Murray's onside. He is looking for, oh, and he tries to cross it in. I'm not sure if that was meant to be a shot at the end. It had to be saved by Hudnott. Crazy few moments we've had here at Uxbridge. Nathaniel George yet again somehow gets through it, but last man there wins the ball, and that was important. Now here comes Olawale again, trying to recover from that mistake. Oh, and yet again another shot going miles over the crossbar. And I think that one's a bit more acceptable than their previous attempt. Goal kick for Staines. Well, less than 60 seconds until the half-time whistle. Just those last few moments in this first half, as you could say, has got us a bit more excited for the second half, with those efforts coming out of nowhere from both teams. And I'm sure the managers at half-time will say they're both sets of players that they're all doing a good job out there. It really is a tight affair. The referee looks to his watch. Probably the last action of the first half here. And so it is. Well, it's half time here at Uxbridge and in this Middlesex FA Senior. And it's all square at the moment, and with this cup final being incredibly close, as the first 45 minutes has taught us anything, it really could go either way. It's been end-to-end stuff. Let's not forget, if the match stays at goalless after 90 minutes, we go into extra time, and if we're not decided by after the 30 minutes of extra time, they're going to all have to drag themselves to the penalty spot in the very much well dreaded penalty shootout. Who can hold their nerves for that? Well, might not even get that far yet. Stainstown going on the first attack of the second half. It's with Brown. Loses the ball. It's going to be Miller Rodney to take the throw-in. And coming out of nowhere there is Daniel Uchiki. Onto Muir. Ojiki couldn't keep that one in play. It's going to be an overthrow for the Swans. And really, looking at the chances we've had in that first half, it should be the team in yellow that should probably be 1-0 up after that storm ball in by Nathaniel Alawali. Somehow, when he stormed into the penalty area, looking to be one-on-one against the goalkeeper, instead, from the edge of the box, just booted the ball miles wide into the air. And okay, you can hear the wind from our camera, but my God, I couldn't believe how far that went out. It really should have been the first goal of the game, or he could have at least got it on target.
Good boy, Ben. Good boy.
Here's Nathaniel George again. That was a nasty tackle, and the referee says play on there. I mean, he was right next to the incident, so he must have had a good angle. All of a sudden, it's the Swans on the attack with Bettimer. Oh, and the shot being blocked, but there's still another chance. It takes a deflection. No, it doesn't, says the referee. And it'll be a goal kick to Hendon, but I think some of the Hendon players were a bit annoyed with the referee's decision there, because Nathaniel George yet again doing good tricks with the ball and dribbling the ball through the defence of the Swans. It's taken out, and the referee was nearby, but as I mentioned just before in the commentary, he had a good angle from where he was. But Nathaniel George already fell over in the first half, which caused a problem, or even a scare you could say, for the team in green, thinking that they would have to play on without him in this final. And as I probably mentioned already in the commentary, especially in the first half, Nathaniel George has no doubt been Hendon's best player. Going to be a throw in here for the Swans. The last time Stainstown actually won this trophy was actually 5 years ago this month. Have since remained not been anywhere near the cup. Well, for Hendon, this is actually the club's 28th cup final in this competition. They've won 15 and lost 12 of them, so it's actually been quite a bumpy ride for them, but they've been able to get more trophy wins than they've lost. And they get their 16th trophy tonight. And here come Hendon on the attack now. Two of them in the penalty area. Had to get past the first man, but Josh Webb read him like a book. It's going to be a Hendon throw-in. It's on to Nathaniel George, who switches the wings. Instead gives away a free kick. Nathaniel George is probably telling the referee, you give that one away, but you didn't give the one that I was tackled in. for as many players as they experience in their careers. When their decision doesn't go their way, they have to get on with it. And here comes Muir onto Ocheki. Ocheki thought he would dive for goal, then instead he tried to play it into the penalty area. Here he is again, Ocheki. The ball through there, just couldn't quite pick out Nico Muir, but on high alert there, Connor Hudnott, the goalkeeper for Stainstown, had to boot it out as quick as he could. Nathaniel George, yet again, getting past his man. He's got another one to take on. There's a couple of his teammates in the penalty area. Picks out Lee. Oh, and just at the end, that final pass. Completely off the mark there. It's going to be a free kick for Hendon. That's a quick one. But instead it looks like it's going to be too far for Nathaniel George to make the task complete. Muir. Throw in for the Swans. Look at those plants behind the fans there. You'd think you're in the Caribbean with those flowers on display. It's nearly the summer here in England, and the summer season means time off for these non-league teams to regroup and get themselves prepared ahead of the new season when it starts in August. There's still a lot to go though for these two teams. Both sides can still make the playoffs. Hendon are the most likely to make the playoffs at this moment in time, as they are in one of these 4 spots, I think it is. Well, Stainstown are still outside of it, but they've got 4 games left to try and change it around. Because the league these two play in is the Esterman League, and Stainstown are 8th at the moment, being 5 points off the playoff spots. But as I mentioned, they've got 4 games left after they play this cup final. For Hendon, they're 4th, which is in the playoff spot, and they are 1 point ahead of the teams outside of it. And they've only got 3 games left, so could say Stainstown may have an advantage for the games with having 1 more game left than Hendon, but Hendon will be hoping that they can hold on to contribute in the playoffs. The league is probably decided. Billericay Town are 13 points off from Hendon. But yet the team in second are 4 points behind Billericay Town. Here's Ocheki again. Now Ollery. A big one here by Miller Rodney. Onto Baptisti. Well, tries to go for goal. If you don't enter the raffle, you don't win. That time he entered but didn't get the winning ticket.
Time. Head, right shoulder, left shoulder, left shoulder. Good boy, boy.
Miller Rodney to take the throw-in. Miller Rodney again. Good tackle there by McLeod, but it's back in possession for the team in yellow. McLeod, having to try and outstrength his big opponent there. Nearly a miscommunication there, I thought, from the two players from Stainstown. Oh, and yet again a dangerous ball, but Doji gets there just before Muir does. Very vital he got there first. Near the chance for Hendon. First time tonight probably, and obviously they're in high spirits knowing that if they could win this cup and then be in the playoff spots, they could have a double success this season. Luke Tingy with the throw-in. Very long one, but well read by the Stainstown defender. Now Olawale. There's a big one here. Hendon had struggling with the player, but at the end the last touch coming from Arthur Lee stopped that run, and that was a dangerous moment. From the, as you can see from the far side near the stand, you can see the substitution board. It looks like it will be the Swans who will make their first substitution. It looks like it will be.
In the 61st minute, first replacement for Staines coming off, number 12, Elliot Baptiste. Being replaced by number 15, Kamal McEwen.
First substitution for Stainstown. As they try and eye for that first goal of the evening.
Good boy!
What a first touch that was there by Bettimer. Gets past one, has the assistance of Josh Webb. Ball just go out of play. Here comes Hippolyte. And a good solo effort there wins Stainstown a corner. I think it's their first corner of the game actually. Just over an hour gone and it's their first corner. It's a dangerous one, and well, he caught the right play of Doogy's head, but instead just going over the crossbar there. Still goalless here at Honeycroft, and just under half an hour remaining of this match. Well, he kept it in play nearly there. The run from Hippolyte wins a free kick for the Swans. All of a sudden, the last few minutes, Hendon being on the back foot to defend from Staines' attack, and Stainstown probably feel like this is their best time to try and open the scoring. That attack didn't last for long as it's intercepted by Neo. Just there, Ucheki looking, waiting for his players to get up front, but instead loses the ball. Daniel Brown fouled there by Arthur Lee. Free kick it will be. It's a quick one. Brown with the big delivery in, no one there to pick it out from. Lovelock says thank you very much. Here's Hippolyte. Might go on his own here. Instead it was to Daniel Brown. Now Betterman. And there's a chance! Oh, just past the target yet again. Close range. We've seen that a few times in this game. Looked as though it was Hippolyte with the effort there. That might just have been the Swans' best effort in this game so far, and we've seen a few of those from both sides. Close range efforts, instead the shots going over the target. And as I mentioned before, Stainstown are certainly attacking a lot more in this second half. Foul put behind. Hendon get awarded the free kick. Ball the ball through, he should be offside. The linesman picks out Muir there. Nearly sneaked his way through there. Well, it's going to be a goal kick. And speaking of Nico Muir, he's actually one of non-league football's most prolific strikers this season. 25 years old, and was actually an unused substitute in 2012 and scored 11 goals in 27 games in 2016 before he signed for Leicester. Then he returned to the SGP in the summer and reached 30 goals in January 2018. So he's had one hell of a season. And there may be more goals to come yet. We may just need him in this penalty shootout, because at this moment in time the scoreline is still all square. No goals to report from, and if anything, with extra time coming as well, it could be the perfect time for Nico Muir to grab the headlines. There's still just over 20 minutes remaining of this second half. Want to take this one quickly. It's going to be a free kick for Hendon. And Hendon, I'm sure the manager of Hendon will want them to, which of course is Gary McCann, will want to see his team attack more again, because they've been a little quiet over the last few minutes. Starting with Arthur Lee. The long ball through, flick headed by Muir, doesn't find any of his teammates. Nathaniel George, now they've kept him quiet over the last few minutes, and that's exactly what Stainstown will want to do from this. 50-50 there. It's won by the Stainstown player, Murphy. Bray. Trying to find Muir out of them lot. And there's Uchiki. And there's Muir to go for goal. Oh, instead it doesn't even go near the target. And instead it goes out for a throw into his opponent. There's just been no fine finish from either side yet in this final. In every game there's a lot at stake, but this one has more than a handful of things at stake here. It's all about getting that winner's medal for the players and then lifting that trophy in front of your supporters at the end of the night. It must feel weird in a way for whoever wins this cup tonight, knowing that they can't just celebrate long into the night, knowing that there's still a few things to do before the season is at an end. Both sides still trying to get into those playoff spots, as I've mentioned. In a way, it's kind of like the League Cup final we see in English football, when that match doesn't happen until the end of February, with still a few months left for any team that wins the trophy. Here's Nathaniel George. Now, as we've seen so far, oh, and he gets taken down, and that is no doubt going to be the first booking of the game. It's got to be. Late challenge there on Nathaniel George. It's very hard to stop him, but sadly tackles like that are the only way they can stop him at the moment. And it's a yellow card for Miller Rodney. We'll have to be careful for the rest of the game. And if anything, Nathaniel George will want to attack against him more now to maybe hope to get his opponents down to 10 players. Well, the ball comes in, it's a dangerous one. Only half cleared. Lee. It's going to be a throw-in. Ucheki onto McLaren. Now with Muir, he eyes for goal. Instead, it hits the side netting. And it's just moments like that where he is sending out the warnings to the Stainstown defence, saying he is hungry for that goal. Here's the skipper, McLaren. Onto Ucheki. Muir. Back to Ucheki. Past one player. And instead straight to the hands of the goalkeeper. Hippolyte. It's back to Hippolyte, and he's going to go on his own. Could this be the opener? Good goalkeeping at the end there by Lovelock. He went in low. Hippolyte's only option there was probably to take on the goalkeeper or chip it over him. But it was a good effort there by Hippolyte. Instead of looking to his teammates, he really completed a great solo effort. McLaren. Nathaniel George. Might link it up here with Muir. Onto Ucheki. Takes a deflection, and Hendon have themselves a corner. Free header at goal. Oh, it's at the post. Oh, right on the target. That big header in. Nerve-wracking times there for the goalkeeper and the Stainstown team. Threat's not over. Now they win themselves a free kick, it looks like. And it looks like we might have a second booking for the Swans. The referee's got his yellow card out. And it looks like it will be for Nathaniel Olawale. That's 2 players now booked for Stainstown. And just moments before that, big header from Arthur Lee in the corner. Oh, hitting the post. Hendon were just a whisker away from taking the lead here in this cup final. Just over 10 minutes remaining. It could have been the winning goal as well. So Matt Ball with a free kick. Oh, it's another dangerous one, but couldn't pick out any player in green. Muir's trying to set up Ucheki there. And Stainstown will let that happen all day long. And it looks as though we've got Hendon's first substitution. Well, it's going to be Josh Walker replacing Matt Ball. Matt Ball has had quite a good game, and it looks like it's going to be Casey McLaren coming off as well, the skipper for Hendon.
Josh Walker. And also coming off number 8, Casey McLaren, replaced by number 13, Oliver Sprague.
And it's going to be Oliver Sprague replacing McLaren. What can Josh Walker and Oliver Sprague do then? Can they be the game changers for Hendon in these late substitutions? Meanwhile, it's a throw for the Swans. After nearly conceding probably the winning goal if it had found the back of the net from Arthur Lee's big header. Oh, and a good, dangerous cross. Goalkeeper couldn't get to it. Shot is blocked from the big brew of Bettimer. And it looks like it's gone out for a throw-in. Unless the referee is saying that there was a foul made by the Swans player. What an electrifying few minutes we've had here at Honeycroft. Will be a free kick. And it's obviously when it's this time of the game, when there's not many chances left for both sides before we reach 90, you can see that desperation from both teams, really wanted to find that winning goal, because there's no goals in this game so far as we've seen, but you just feel like it could be a 1-0 scenario. The question is, who would take that goal? And here is the substitute, Sprague trying to deliver the ball in. Muir couldn't quite get there. Here is Muir again, fouled from behind. It was actually Nathaniel George who got fouled. Sorry, it was actually Josh Walker who got fouled there and wins Hendon the free kick. And at this range as well, you'd think one of the Hendon players who will be responsible to take it will have a crack at this. Well, which of them four is willing to take it? Having words. What a winning moment this could be. Nearly 8 minutes remaining. going to be Luke Tingy to take it. Tingy, it's blocked. Picks it up though. Nathaniel George couldn't quite get the pass complete to Josh Walker. Eggleton for poor delivery out to any of his teammates up front. They were nowhere near it. But again, Hendon going on the attack again. They want to get this goal now. They don't want it to go into extra time. Ucheki. Muir. Well, he gets a corner, but for a moment I thought from that tight angle, was he actually trying to find the goal from there? Would have been an incredible goal if so. Well, you can hear the chants of Hendon being called out. They've got themselves a corner. This is a good chance to win it. Ucheki with the corner. Now Staines trying to quickly go on the counter. They've got two up front. Hendon having to regroup. It was a poor delivery at the end. And straight to the hands of Hudnott. Well, we were kind of expecting this, weren't we? When it gets this late to a cup final, nerves start to kick in, and for two of the players on that field, one for each team, it looks like cramps have started to kick in as well as nerves. Well, at this moment in time, Staines have only used one out of the 3 substitutions, while Hendon have already made a double substitution, so they've only got one remaining. So whether or not the manager would want to replace them, they've got to be careful of their tactics, because at this moment in time, if this scoreline stays at goalless, we will be going into extra time. So the classic of 15 minutes for each half. Just over 5 minutes remaining till full-time whistle. Well, at the moment both players are receiving their treatments, and at least for one of them it does look like it is a cramp, and hopefully he'll be able to continue for Hendon, while the player for the Swans looks as though he's got exactly the same problem. Of course, at this time of the season you do look back over the last few months as a player or a fan or as a manager or even part of the media, you do realise how long the season can be, and with only just a few weeks remaining, it can start to all of a sudden get to you. Well, you can see from here the fourth officials board has got some numbers flashing, and it looks like Staines Town are going to make a substitution, their second one of the night. It doesn't look like it's for the injured player. It's still there on the sidelines.
In the 85th minute, third and final substitution for Staines, coming off number 9, Nathaniel Buchanan. And coming on number 14, Elliot Buchanan.
Well, it's Nathaniel Olawale who's gone off. He did have a yellow card, remember, from earlier on in this second half. So that's one thing they won't have to worry about in terms of going down to 10 men. And it's Elliot Buchanan who has come on to replace him. But that's 2 out of 3 substitutions for Staines Town, but it looks like Hendon are going to make their third and final substitution. So really, Gary McCann would probably want this game to be over before we reach the 90.
And replacing number 3 for Hendon, Luke Tingy coming off. Number 17, Keegan Cole coming on.
It's Luke Tingy coming off for Hendon, being replaced by Keegan Cole. So he's run out of options now, Gary McCandy, manager for Hendon. It'll be a throw for the Swans. And you really cannot call it now. Who is going to win this cup final? The Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup is waiting on the sidelines, waiting for what name will be engraved onto the trophy. It may just have to wait a little longer. The only thing we do know is that the winner will be decided tonight. The question is, when? Well, Stainstown have got themselves a free kick here. And it's in good range for a delivery in, that's for sure. All of a sudden you can hear that roar from the fans of the Swans there. It's gone across the face of goal. It's picked up by Hippolyte. Now on to Miller Rodney, to Brown. Header at goal, oh what a save! And the rebound again is blocked. Oh my goodness me! What a moment that was for the goalkeeper, Tom Lovelock. That could have been the winner, and all of a sudden it's Hendon going on the counter-attack. And now here's Muir onto Walker. They've got themselves a corner. What an incredible moment that was. Heart and mouth situation that was, not just for myself but for the players and the fans. An incredible double save by Lovelock though. The header, not many goalkeepers can stop them. It was a cracking head, he couldn't have done any more. We're still goalless here and there's literally just a minute remaining. Hendon with the corner, it's not the best of corner deliveries. Nathaniel George, Ucheki. Nathaniel George again, he might go alone here, he's done it before. Now with Josh Walker, finds his man, oh, and Muir, who normally doesn't miss, close from range, hits the side netting on the near post. Oh, what a dramatic few minutes we've had here at Honeycroft. And as I mentioned, Muir, who has scored dozens of goals, more than a dozen of goals, a handful of dozens. You wouldn't have thought he'd have missed it from there. Well, we've reached 90 minutes here at Honeycroft. How many minutes of added time are we expecting? Stainstown trying to get a late winner there. But they're going to have to do a lot more, it seems, if they're going to beat Tom Lovelock in goal after those stunning double saves he's just made. And a classic squeaky bum time, you could say. Fourth official with the board there. 4 added minutes. There's still time for one of these teams to upset their opponents and take home the trophy. Here's Muir again, onto Walker. Walker has a shot, it's blocked. Ucheki, onto Muir again, who's had a lot of moments of his back towards goal, and great defending yet again by Doogie, and avoids the corner. Another long delivery, and the goalkeeper's gone out the penalty area. He was beaten by Muir, but the backup again by Duji. He's been in an excellent form as the defender today for them. What a risk that was. Sweep to keeper move. It does have its consequences. Here it comes Muir again. This time the goalkeeper stays near his line. Muir, is he going to go alone here? He's got support of Nathaniel George. Stead. And they lose the ball in the penalty area. And the referee gives a free kick to Staines. And that might just be Hendon's last attack before the final whistle. Just a minute and a half remains of stoppage time. Well, we've had an incredible game. Whatever happens, if this match goes into extra time, I think maybe the supporters deserve it, because it's one of those encounters where if it's going to be goalless, you want to see some close shaves from both teams, and we've seen that tonight in this classic cup final. Sometimes it's a shame we have to have a loser, isn't it, really? Could this be the last chance for Stainstown? Instead it's cleared away. It's a big kick deep into Staines half. Could be a throw for Hendon. Seconds remain. This could be the last action of the 90 minutes. Nathaniel George, what a terrific play he's been tonight. Muir, couldn't get it to his teammate. We've reached the 4 minutes of added time, and there is the full-time whistle, and we go into extra time. It's Stainstown 0, Hendon 0. Before, there is no extra time in this Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup format. And to start off is Sam Murphy for Hendon, and he scores. Nicely taken, and sending Hudnot the wrong way there. So Hendon straight away get themselves on the scoreboard. In the words of Green Army being heard behind the goal there. And it could be a little bit of pressure here for this Stainstown player. And it's Bettimer. And he scores, just nicely placed. Lovelock there, nearly had it. He'll be a little frustrated with that. So after the first round of kicks, it's 1-1. No one has slipped yet. Now this is the substitute of Josh Walker for Hendon. He only played the last 10 minutes of the game. Will those fresh legs help? Short run up. Nicely done there by Josh Walker. Right into the centre of the goal. And in this modern day and age, whenever you see a footballer taking a short run up or a dodgy run up to take his penalty, you just wonder if he's a little nervous. But no, that was well taken by Mr. Walker. Next for Staines, it's Daniel Brown. He played the whole 90. And he scores. We've had some good penalties so far. 2-2. And so far for Hendon's goalkeeper, Lovelock, he's gone the right way on both occasions, but didn't get the result of keeping the ball out of the target. Now here is my personal favourite player of tonight, Nathaniel George. And he scores, and he's been breathtaking throughout the whole match. And he finishes his performance tonight with a goal. So it's 3-2 to Hendon at the moment. Stainstown now have the opportunity to bring the penalty shootout back to 3-3. It's going to be Josh Webb, the defender, to take. And Webb gets the third goal for Stainstown. Well, at this moment in time, it could be goals galore. We've already had 3 from each team. All going to plan for both teams. It may just take one miss to decide this. And it's going to be Daniel Yachecki for Hendon, the 4th man to take, to put the ball back in place, no thanks to the wind we've had here at Uxbridge Football Club. And Yachecki scores. And Hudnot, well, it looked like he was going to stick to the middle from his position, but he couldn't reach the ball onto his left. Now the pressure again is on the Swans. This is to make it 4-4 if he scores. And it's Tyrell Miller Rodney. Picked up a yellow card early on in this game. And actually scored in their match 4 weeks ago when they beat them 4-0. And he scores this time. Now here's the man who normally doesn't miss his target, Nico Muir for Hendon. And was there any doubt? Muir scores yet again. A player I'm sure many non-league teams and beyond will be checking him out in the summer, with the stats he's done this season already. And always scoring when his team needs it. Now this is a nerve-wracking moment for the Swans. This is to keep them in it. And he's missed! It's saved by the goalkeeper. And Hendon FC win the Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup for the 16th time. And it's the first time they've won it in 14 years, thanks to the heroics of their goalkeeper, Tom Lovelock. Stainstown take the runners-up medal, and Hendon Football Club add another trophy to their cabinet. So it has ended here after the 90 minutes we've had. It has ended here goalless. but it's Hendon who come out on top and hold their nerves in a very, very close penalty shootout.
His assistants, Alan Cresswell and James Field, and the fifth official, no blaming.
Well, before both teams pick up their rewards, the officials had to do their job tonight as well. The referee, the linesman and the fourth official picking up their medal after being selected to do the final. It'll certainly be a moment for them to be proud of. And here they are then, the runners-up, Stainstown. Not exactly what they were hoping for tonight by picking up the runners-up medals, but if anything it will still be a moment for them to remember, having a successful cup run, making it to the final here tonight. But sadly they just didn't do enough to get their hands on the Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup trophy. And the moment they've all been waiting for, Hendon, the players and the staff walking up to pick up their winners' medals. I'm sure each and every one of them will remember this night for a very long time to come. They had to go all the way and take it to penalties. They held their nerves though. All their players that took their penalty scored. No mistakes were made, and at the end it was their goalkeeper Tom Lovelock who was able to make the save and win Hendon the trophy. Well, it was the club's 28th Middlesex Senior Cup final appearance tonight, and Gary McCann's been manager there for 14 seasons, and finally after 14 seasons he will be able to lift the trophy with his players.
We'd like to thank you all for attending this evening's match and wish you a safe journey home.
So the 2018 Middlesex FA Senior Challenge Cup goes to Hendon Football Club. A nice reward for the team. They'll celebrate tonight, but come first thing tomorrow morning there may be a few bad heads, but they will have to focus now on the league as they try and stay in their place in the playoffs come later in the season.